Cold! Cold!
For more than a decade of war in Iraq and Afghanistan, America's military has been told they're not fighting Islam, but fighting extremists. At least, that's what we thought. The documents from a course at the Joint Forces Staff College tell a different story. Inflammatory material now posted online for the world to see. It outlines a total war on Islam. In one lecture, the options considered for conflict against Islamic terrorism included using the lessons of Hiroshima to wipe out whole cities such as Mecca and Medina and targeting the civilian population wherever necessary. In another class, future military leaders are reminded, we are at war, act like it. You are part of a resistance movement, not a social club. The course has been suspended by the head of America's military, and he wants answers.
We are looking across the institutions that provide our professional military education now to make sure there's nothing like that out there. It was just totally objectionable, against our values, and it wasn't academically sound.
It follows the outrage over American troops destroying copies of the Quran, images of service personnel urinating on the corpses of Afghans and posing with them. Senior military voices say there is a link.
There's no doubt about it, because if in fact that's the way you feel about the enemy, that the enemy is not, say, Al-Qaeda or the Taliban, but it's Islam. Therefore, when you see something like the Quran, you say, well, this is part of the enemy, so it's sort of like the Communist Manifesto or something, rather than something that's sacred to a group of people who are not your enemies.
What's even more embarrassing about this course is that the White House ordered a government-wide search for inflammatory material last year after the FBI was found to be using sentiments that were deemed offensive and anti-Islamic. Somehow this slipped through, and those lessons continued.
When we see top leaders of the military in the future being trained by these kinds of people, absorbing this kind of misinformation and agenda-driven polemics, it's inevitably going to have a negative impact down the road. And we're seeing it in Afghanistan, we see it in different parts of the world.
The instructor responsible has been suspended while an investigation continues. Once again, America's political and military leaders are trying to show the world that they mean what they say, but they know the damage has already been done. Greg Milam, Sky News, Washington.